Hello and welcome to the video lecture associated with duration of the database. And when we're talking about the database here, we're talking about the data warehouse. So there is what's known as a natural duration. The natural duration is 13 months or 5 quarters. The reason for that is over the course of 5 quarters, you are going to get a nice natural annual picture of what your institution looks like. And for most businesses, that's fine. When you get into financial institutions, you're going to need a longer time. And you might be saying, well, Pastor Stefan, what are you talking about? Do you mean this data warehouse is, I'm only going to set it up for a year? What's going to happen is that so much is going to change, or there are going to be changes over the course of a year. So you're going to have to redesign your data warehouse pretty much annually. And this is very, very common. I would say in this case, typical. So you can think about it, your model is going to change so much, say over the course of 5 years, that your older data is going to be much more difficult to get to. So you really want to make sure that you're current. So your current model deals with your current operational data. Your operational data is going to change to some extent over the course of 13 months. So you have to re-engineer it. You have to take that into consideration when you're running reports. When your organization is running reports and comparing information from one year to another year, or say, for instance, I want to compare 2008 to 1977, there are a lot of things that you have to take into consideration when you're comparing those 2 years, when you're trying to do some kind of historical trend. There are gas crises. Back in the 70s, there was all sorts of gas crises going on. In the 60s, there was the Vietnam War. In the 90s, the 90s and the early 2000s, the Iraq wars in the Middle East. There are so many environmental differences and so many physical differences in your data. Prior to Sarbanes-Oxley, the structure of data was completely different, or very significantly different than it is prior and after Sarbanes-Oxley. So when we say the duration of the database is 13 months or 5 quarters, that's typically because there are such significant changes to your data that is really, this is our data for that span of time and we're moving on. So that ends my video lecture on the duration of the data warehouse or data.